I'm Sergeant Ramsey. I'm the one that called you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry to call you. Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, man. He's been killed. He's been killed, man. I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
Listen.
No.
Try to calm down.
No.
What you just saw was Dalia Dippolito crying over her husband's death, something that was found not true. Everything you see here, from her immediate outburst of sorrow to the officer reporting, it's all done to uncover the actual plot. In this video, we're taking you through the crazy case of Dalia and how a successful sting operation prevented a terrible fate for her husband. In 2008, Dalia Dippolito was in real estate and had a side hustle as an escort when she met her husband, Michael Dippolito. Michael had a sheet on him for fraud, but was very successful. But somewhere along the line, their marriage fell apart, and it was evident that she was using a criminal history to get whatever she wanted from him. One time, the police were tipped by an anonymous caller about Michael's involvement in narcotics. He was worried about losing his assets if arrested, so he signed off his assets to Dalia. Now, with the assets in her name, she wanted him gone. Dalia reached out to an ex-boyfriend named Mohammed Shihadeh to find an assassin, but instead of finding an assassin, he went to the police and informed them of the conversation.
She asked to find someone who can kill her husband for her.
Are you scared for the guy?
Yes, because she's really, dead serious on getting this done. She's maybe 5'6", 5'7", dark black hair. She's a good-looking girl. Really good-looking girl, actually.
But it was his word against hers. There was no proof. So to get proof, Shihadeh was made a confidential informant for the Boynton Police Department and was asked to arrange a meetup with Dalia in a public gas station to discuss the assassination.
This guy's a professional. It's not his mom is not going to get suspicious of you or anything like that.
Why me? Like, do you know what telling somebody it? Nobody's going to be able to point a finger at me.
And to conclude this conversation, Shihadeh tells her that the hitman wants $1,200 to buy a gun. And surprisingly, she counts it out and gives it to him, along with a picture of her husband.
Wipe my pants off the pictures. Really? You're going to give him something with fingerprints all over?
This is when the detectives realize that this lead is actually a potential murder case. So now the police decided to plan this sting operation to gather as much evidence as there is. In 2 days, Dalia is called to meet with the assassin, who is actually Officer Whitty G, an undercover cop. After she gets into his car, the two discuss how the attack will take place.
Got a picture of the house or whatever.
How soon can we get everything going?
Well, it's up to you.
I mean, I need to tell this week, but my understanding of everything was that, I was going to give you what I gave you, and then that was everything. Until after the fact. And then after the fact, I guess you were going to come and, find me or whatever. I mean, I'm good for it. It's not like I don't have it or anything. I know not to fuck around with you. You know certain things, whatever. You know what I mean? You obviously know where I'm at.
I could get it done by Wednesday if you want me to. You understand? But I got to do my homework, Right. I got to, know exactly where the place is and how to get out of there, how to get in and out. You understand what the neighbors want? I got to call the cops, report a shooting to see how fast they get to that location. There's a lot of stuff I got to do. Okay. That's going to cost me a lot of money. So
if we go ahead and we do it, at the house, how do we, how soon could you do it?
I could do it Wednesday morning. It's going to be I break into the house, didn't think he was going to be home because everybody works in the daytime.
Right.
I'm going to think he's at work. Boom, he's not at work, then, he gets two in the head. That's it, I take a couple things with me, break a couple windows, make it look like a robbery that went bad, and it's all over. I'm gone out of there. Police going to be asking you questions, although they know it's going to be obvious what it is, and they already know, but, they're going to ask questions, because that's how they got to do it. But I don't know how well you handle pressure. I don't know, because I don't want...
No, I'm not going to, I'm a lot tougher than what I look. I know you see me and you're like, oh, what a cute little girl, whatever. But I'm not.
You are. You're extremely beautiful.
Thank you, but, I just need to make sure everything's going to take care of.
Between now and when it's done, you're not going to have an option to change your mind. Even if you change your mind, I'm talking to him.
There's no changing, there's no, I'm determined already. I'm positive, 5,000% sure,
Okay.
Around 6:30, 7 o'clock, he always walks the dog in the morning.
Okay.
He walks the dog across, over where the lake is, and our door is always unlocked.
I'll be in the house by 6:30 Wednesday morning.
Okay.
6 o'clock, you're in the gym. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, and I guess...
You'll hear from me.
I'll hear from you.
All right.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bye.
In their 23-minute conversation, they agreed on a payment of $7,000 for the murder. To plan out the perfect sting operation, they now needed to bring in her husband Michael into the plan and explain to him what was going on.
I'm Detective Marino, ID 696 for the Boynton Beach Police Department. All right, also present in the room right now is Mr. Michael Dippolito. Can you go ahead and spell your last name? They already know why we're here.
Yeah.
Reference this whole incident that's happened in investigation where your wife hired somebody to kill you.
Yeah.
But before they can just spill the beans on their plan, the detectives need to figure out what went wrong with their relationship, the real motive behind the hit.
And pretty much we were on a fast track relationship, getting along great, everything's great, you know, and as soon as we moved out of Boca in January, and I purchased a home in Boynton, and I would say 2 weeks after we did that, I hired a lawyer to get off of probation. I started giving my wife money because she was going to provide me with the other half of the money for the probation, and
just for the record, what were you on probation for? Just real quick.
Organized fraud.
Okay.
Basically, we were trading commodities that didn't exist.
All right, that's enough of that then.
And then I provided her with $100,000. She was supposed to provide me with $90,000. And my lawyer is telling me it's not here, it's not there. She was supposed to send a wire. The wire magically never showed up, and then the story was just unbelievable. And, you know, what do I do with that? And then I turned around and I was going to leave. And then she got honest that she messed my money up in some wire scheme where she was supposed to send it and make money on it. And
So how long did you date before you actually got married?
we dated from October to January.
Okay.
So however long that would be exactly, 3 months, 3
Right.
months.
So that's pretty quick. So you get married, and then how long after you get married do you start, or do you ever feel that something's not right with her?
About a month and a half.
Right away?
The money starts disappearing. I had drugs planted on my truck. The officers came out to search my truck. I'm not a drug dealer, I never was.
Where did that happen at?
The Ritz-Carlton in Manalapan. I came out one day and we were leaving in the morning, and an officer approached me, "Is this your truck?" I said, "Yes, it is," and I didn't know what he wanted. He goes, "Can I search it? There's been activity on it, someone called," and I'm like, "Absolutely, you can search it." The officer searches the truck, there's nothing in the truck, he lets me leave. I figured someone called, but nobody knew we were there. It's an unexplainable thing.
Were any drugs found?
The next day I went to get gasoline in the truck, there was drugs in my gas cap. So luckily...
You had no knowledge of that?
No. I mean, thank God, you know, I let the officer search the truck, there's nothing in the truck. Thank God he didn't find them, because, you know, that would have been a disaster. Point being, though, it was unexplainable. Nobody knew we were there. Nobody knew we were there.
Somebody you suspected planted it. A hunch.
A hunch was my wife.
Okay.
And I played it through my head 1,000 ways. I thought, could it be? I'm laughing. I even thought maybe it wasn't me who put it there, you know, and didn't remember. But I don't, you know, the point is, nobody knew we were there. Nobody had access to my vehicle except my
So
wife.
what would her motivation be for doing that? You're on probation at the time.
At that point, yes. And at that point, she already had stolen $100 and some thousand from me. And so now I'm out $100,000, and she got me involved in another scheme to where I lost another 90 or another 100,000 trying to, you know, I lost $240,000 with this girl. It's unexplainable money.
These should have been the earliest red flags for Michael about Dalia. The pattern suggests that she's been after his money since the start, and it's possible that the hit was arranged for her to get away with the money she had.
I haven't had this many incidents go wrong in my life, and you know, I mean, in my life, that I've had since I met this girl. Like, you know, I haven't had my truck searched 2-3 times, you know, I don't do that kind of shit, you know, so all of this is very out of character for me. My life is, since I met Dalia and since we've been married, the dynamics of my daily life have changed drastically. Like, I don't have police interaction anymore. I don't, you know, and I've seen the police more than like 10 times probably since I've been with her over stuff that's unexplainable and sounds crazy to people. I don't tell people my business anymore because they think I'm crazy.
Let me ask you one question here that's kind of puzzling, or that we would like answered if we can. What's her motivation for having you killed? I mean, like, why not just get divorced? Or did she ever mention divorce or separation? And
Never.
so, in your mind, what's her motivation?
We just purchased...
Insurance policy?
No, we just purchased a home, and I just actually signed the title over to her until I could straighten out my other problems with probation. And also, you know, the $200 and some thousand she stole from me, I think is a big motivation. So basically, I guess with my home and everything else, $500,000 of motivation.
Was that money used, like restitution, to pay back your victims?
It was supposed to be for that, yeah.
Right.
And she stole it.
You have no proof.
So with that, the husband was brought in on the plan and asked to be at the station during the hours of the fake planned hit. At this time, Dalia was told to be at the gym, her designed alibi. So while she was there, the police called her and immediately asked her to come home, which she knew was where her husband was meant to be killed. To her, this would be the police calling her to be informed of her husband's demise, so she had to act accordingly. Why don't you be the judge and see how she did?
I'm Sergeant Ramsey. I'm the one that called you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry to call you. Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am. He's been killed. He's been killed, man. I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
Listen.
No.
Try to calm down.
No.
Listen, right now what we need to get you to the station.
No.
We need to get you to our police station.
I want to see him.
I can't let you in, man. We have to do our job. If you want us to find this killer, okay, we need you to calm down. I'm going to need you to go with these detectives, okay? Does he have enemies? Is there anyone that would want to hurt him? Okay, who would want to hurt him? Witnesses said they saw a black male running from me. I can't let you see him, ma'am. Ma'am, I cannot do this right now. Ma'am, I can't do it. Detective Yopi, I need you to take her to the station. I can't. Ma'am, go with these detectives. If you want to help your husband, okay? If you want to help your husband, you need to go to the station with these gentlemen and tell us everything you know about who he knows, who he's connected to. Don't worry, we've already taken care of your dogs with animal control for right now. Everything's under control. And we'll take care of everything else, okay? Thank you, guys.
Now, Dalia is taken to the police station so that she can answer about the whereabouts. So far, the police's sting operation is a massive success. They just have to see what else they can dig out of her in the interrogation.
Protocol that we have to do with this, with your wife. We got to advise you of your rights, so you know, okay? If you don't understand any of them, you just tell me, and I'll stop and repeat. And first of all, let me just tell you, I'm sorry for your loss.
I just want to see my husband, please.
All right, honey.
I love my husband. I love you, see him.
No, you don't want to see him.
I just want to see him.
Believe me, you don't. Could you listen, please? I'm required to warn you before you make any statement that you have the following constitutional rights. This is something, because we're going to videotape, that I need you to sign also. It gives us the right to videotape it. You want to read that?
I don't want to be videotaped.
Well, you're being videotaped. That's all part of it.
Whose number is this?
That's your home number.
Oh.
We got that from our reports that have been filed here. And then I'll tell you what's going on here.
Notice her trepidation is signing off on the fact that she's being recorded. This means that instead of weeping and complaining, she has to be extra careful about what she says. Even though she is caught dead to rights, any extra inconsistencies in this interrogation can land her even more jail time.
Listen, is there anybody that you know that you think would want to kill your husband?
My husband's on probation.
For what?
He's for stock fraud.
Stock fraud? How long have you been on probation? Probation or parole? Did you spend any time in prison? How much? Do you know?
2 years in prison and 5 years on probation, going on to 6 years.
Oh my God. And what was that for?
It was for taking money. It was like, he explained it like boiler room kind of, where they would take money from people and put it towards things.
Yeah. How long have you guys been married?
Not even a year.
This is tragic. Is there anybody you could think of that would want to do this to him?
I was telling the officers we've had problems already, and
What sort of problem?
he's been trying to get off probation, and it's just been nothing but problems the whole time that he's been trying to get off. People weren't happy that he was getting off probation because it's a lot of money he's got to pay back.
Well, when you say people, who are you talking about? People that were involved with him before, or?
A little bit of everything. This was supposed to be something, when he got off probation, it was supposed to be between us. And he went and he told, friends of his, he told, certain people, and everyone kind of talks, and he's constantly running into a lot of the guys that he was on probation with. Like a couple days ago, we ran into someone, and that was a target. I mean, and the guy comes up to us, and he's like with organized crime. It seems like a lot of the guys from Boca are starting to move up here. And we're constantly running into, a lot of the guys that he knows and things like that.
2 minutes in, and she goes from weeping to speaking in a fluent tone about the enemies her husband has. She's using the probation and prison buddy angle as a way to steer herself out of the situation. A futile effort, of course. Now she'll bring up the fact that his friends were after his money, more specifically $191,000.
So it was a lot of money. It was $191,000 that he had to pay back. So we were going to go ahead and he had the money to pay off the probation and everything like that. And then I guess somehow when he went away, some guys didn't go away. They left
You
the
mean
country.
went away, you went to prison?
Right.
Okay.
They left the country. And so somehow he was dealing with some of those guys because they thought that he owed them and I don't know, something with that he was taking care of. So the money that he used to get off of probation, he never he never did it. He did something else with that.
Yeah.
With that.
If we go back to Michael's interrogation, he describes this $191,000 in a very different way.
I mean, and you know, the money, actually, you want to laugh, I hired a really good lawyer, and we're at the lawyer's office, and this guy threw me out of his office because he's so disgusted, and he's actually, I guess, a witness in this because he sat with this. We were at the desk, and she had the check for $191,000 as a cashier's check. She wouldn't hand it to my lawyer. And my lawyer's looking at me, and she's coming up with some cockamamie story, you know, she wants her money first. You know, the point was I was done probation. I paid these people their money, and she didn't hand it over. The lawyer says, I can't take the money from her if she's not willing to give it. So he throws me out. I have to run back now and get her money to give her money that she supposedly put into this. So at any rate, we exchange money. I run back to my lawyer's office, and I hand him the check. It was for $191. So the check magically changed from $191,000 to $191. My lawyer was a witness to this, and he chased me down the hall and basically threw me out of his office. He was disgusted because he also warned me something's wrong here. And so he fired me. So
That's another sign, huh?
yeah. I mean, so he's a witness to that. Like, he saw the whole thing go down. He saw the real check. He saw the bad check. You know.
So, to verify the claim, the detective has to dig deeper into who these friends really are.
Yeah.
That money.
Now, do you know any of these people, their names or anything like that, or where they may live, so that we may be able to follow it up? We're not going to implicate you.
The guys that left, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know them?
I don't know them.
You
Like,
never met them?
No, I mean, I know the guy that we ran into a couple days ago. I know certain names, you know what I mean, and I know certain families, they were on the news, like the guys that all just went away. I forget what family.
See, Brian and I in the squad, I only work major crimes. We only work murders, homicides, and very serious assaults, and kidnappings, and police shootings, and things like that. We only specialize in that. We don't work anything else. So I wouldn't know about the theft of money that he may have been involved in or anything else. That's why I'm asking. If you know any names, then we can run these guys down and see what they know.
Well, those group of guys, they all went away. But he's saying one of them, I guess somehow he had a problem. I don't know what problem he had. It was before we met. He ran into one of these guys, and the guy, he thought he owed him something or something happened. But they went away. I don't know if the one guy that I'm telling you about, Pasquale, if he also went away or if he didn't. But this just happened like a month and a half ago. They all got arrested again, the same stock fraud stuff again.
His first name, Pasquale, or last?
I don't know.
Is it Pasquale or Pasquale?
Pasquale.
Okay. What nationality are you? Spanish?
My mom's from Peru and my dad's from Egypt.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I understand you got a couple animals at your house too, right?
So, I guess, I want to tell you everything, the whole, so that
Please
you
do.
guys kind of know
Yeah,
what's going on.
I do.
Okay.
I want to know.
So, that's what happened with that. So he didn't know how to tell everybody what was going on with everything. And so he pretty much, he told them that, like, you know, I had the money and I took it and I got involved in like a Bernie Madoff kind of scheme because he didn't know how to tell, you know, his mom and everybody what was going on.
You're lucky.
What?
You're lucky you went to the gym.
We were supposed to go to the gym.
Oh, both you were supposed to go?
He didn't know if he was going to, he just had liposuction and he had like 2 blood handles removed from here. I think he had something little. And 2 weeks ago he had surgery. And yes,
What kind of surgery?
the beltectomy, like the lipo that he had.
Oh, did he used to be real heavy or something?
No, he used to be, and then he got lipo done, and I guess the plastic surgeon left like 2 bulges here. So yesterday we went because he had like blood buildup in his back, so they drained it.
Okay.
So he was like, well, depending on how I feel today, but we go every morning. We haven't gone since his surgery, but every morning 5 a.m. we're both at the gym. Yeah.
You got a lot of, that's better than me. I wish I could go, obviously.
Well, you know, he's very, he used to be a drug addict, and
What was his drug of choice?
crack.
Crack? I'll give it to you.
And he's recovering alcoholic. And so with him, it's very important to be like on a schedule and, you know what I mean, like have a system and very organized with everything. And
let's get back to...
Now, with bad friends comes terrible habits. She squeals about his drinking and narcotics abuse, thinking that this is another angle for them to look into. But at this point, she's deflecting from the cause of the killing to her personal blame game, which the detectives catch on to quickly and ask her to revert back.
His death. I don't know if you know, he was shot. He was shot twice. And I want you to know all this.
Do you know this?
Did they tell you out there?
not exactly. I mean, they told me he was shot. When I was at the gym, I got a phone call. I didn't hear my phone ring, and I called back, and they told me just to please come, that something happened at my house.
Yeah, he would, evidently your husband answered the door, and they took him back upstairs. And in your bedroom...
We have cameras, though. Why would he answer the door? Like, he doesn't answer for anybody he doesn't know. I mean, the only person, like his probation officer, is like the only, you know what I mean?
I have no idea.
He would not answer the door. We had cameras, like, at our house.
Maybe he knows this person. I didn't know you had cameras, because when we got there, some of your neighbors heard the commotion.
We have cameras. The front door has cameras.
Oh,
the
that's
back
great.
door has cameras,
Then,
but they don't record.
and they don't record.
Nobody knows, but they don't. We told everybody they record, but they don't record.
Oh, God.
Because he didn't want them to make a hole in the garage for the recorder to be there because of his car.
Well, when we got there, your door was wide open. When the officers got there, your door was wide open. They went in and looked. They said there was 2 dogs in the house in a crate or a cage or something like that. And he was found in the bedroom. He was shot twice in the head.
He wouldn't open the door unless it's somebody that he knows, because
Well, then,
we don't open for anybody.
now, you have to understand, I wasn't there, neither was he. We have other people there, so maybe somebody broke into the house or something. I don't know. I haven't been to the scene yet.
All of our rooms have TVs, and we look specifically, like, to make sure nothing is happening, because we've had drug incidences and things like that.
Was he asleep when you left?
No, because we said sort of, but not really, because of his back. He was just kind of like...
Laying there?
He was just laying there, and he set the alarm, you know? But, I mean, I
There was
said
no alarm.
hi, I said, you know, I'll bring you coffee on the way home, and, you know, normal, like normal.
There was no
everything
alarm. There was no alarm sound going on.
I put our little dog downstairs, and he stayed upstairs with the big dog.
I don't know. How big is the dog?
It's an English bulldog. But
Will
he
he-
doesn't do...
Will he bite somebody?
No, he loves everybody. I mean, he will run off with whoever he sees. The one that's very aggressive and mean is the white one.
It's probably the smallest
The
one.
little,
Yeah.
like 4-pound dog.
I think she weighs 200 pounds, right?
I'm just trying to...
Yeah, what I'm gonna do right now is
There's a lot that, like, I want to tell you.
I'm gonna be back. What I want to do is call right now. I'm gonna go out and get in touch with the officers at the scene. I want to see if the house was burglarized.
Okay.
All right, just hang on one second.
Thank you.
You want to wait here?
During the conversation, she was informed that her husband was shot twice. When she received this news from the officers, she burst into crocodile tears. And right now, when she was told the same, she could only think about the cameras in her room and the alarm system. Her tone has been quite consistent for someone who just lost a husband. Now the officers are done playing games. They have more than enough to reveal the whole truth.
Now, you know that I advised you of your rights, right?
Yes, you have.
Okay. The game's over with. Okay? There's no more games with you and I. Now we're going to get down to serious business. I want to know if you know this guy. Come here. Bring this guy in here. Get over here. Get over here. You know who this guy is?
No,
You've never seen him before.
I've never seen him before. Ever.
Do you know her?
Put your head up and look at her.
Put your head up.
I've never seen him.
What were you doing coming out of her house? Get him out of here. You're going to jail today for solicitation of murder. You're under arrest. That's an undercover police officer. We filmed everything that you did, recorded everything that you did. You're going to jail for solicitation of first-degree murder of your husband.
I didn't do anything.
Did you hear what I just told you?
I heard what you said, but I didn't do
Everything,
anything.
listen to me. Everything has been recorded. You were photographed in the convertible when you sat in his car in the front of CVS. What do you want to do? What do you want to do here?
I didn't do
Dalia?
anything.
Listen to
I
me.
didn't do anything.
You're going
I
to
didn't
jail.
do anything, please. I didn't do anything.
Don't tell me you didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
You're going to jail today. As soon as I'm done, they're going to come in here and handcuff you and take you to the Palm Beach County Jail, book you for solicitation of first-degree murder on your husband. Your husband is well and alive.
Thank God.
Oh, yeah, thank God.
Please, can I see him?
No, he doesn't want to see you.
I so wanted to see him.
He doesn't want to see you.
Please.
You better quit your plan. Listen to me. I want you to quit your acting and get this over with.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Okay. You know what? You need a real good attorney. You need a real good attorney because we're going to show them the film where you say you're 5,000% sure you want him dead. You think I made that up? You think I made that up? It's exactly what's going to happen. I'm talking with you. When I leave this room, no other officer will ever talk to you again. Next time we see you is when you're in trial. Now, you can make it right here, or you're going to trial, and you're going to do life in prison. You want to cooperate with us, whatever you want to do. It's over and done once I walk out. I'm not coming back in to talk to you. And no one else is either. What do you want to do before I leave here? Because the next officer comes here, going to handcuff you and take you to the
I'd
jail.
like to see my husband, please.
No, he doesn't want to see you. He doesn't want to see you. I'm leaving now. Can I have an officer come in here and cuff the person?
I don't know what's going on, please.
We'll go ahead and arrest report. Solicitation first-degree murder.
Can we see what's happening, please?
Can you stand up?
Stand up, please.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He's alive.
Come here, please. Come here. Mike, come here. Come here, please. Come here.
Can't fix
Why not? I didn't do anything
I
to
heard you.
Mike, come here, please. Come here.
Okay, thank you. We'll take her back to booking, please.
On that day, Dalia Dippolito was charged with solicitation of first-degree murder. At the time, the case wasn't popular, but at the same time, the infamous TV show Cops was filming in the area where the police force's sting operation began. During her trial, Dalia's defense lawyer argued that she had been deceived into signing the Cops release form, and asserted that her husband Michael had orchestrated the scheme to be featured on the show Cops. Despite these defense strategies, both attempts proved unsuccessful, leading to Dalia Dippolito's conviction in 2017 and subsequent sentencing to a 20-year prison term. Dalia won't be able to see outside of her prison until the year 2032, and she should consider herself lucky. If she had gone with her plans, she would have served life for doing so. But it was because of this hero, the ex-husband Mohammed Shihadeh, who was trusted by Dalia for this dangerous task, and instead of helping her, he went right to the police. This was the crazy case of Dalia Dippolito. And as always, thanks for watching.